I wanted to make this video, guys, and put my glasses on for you guys, because I'm a little serious right now. Do I think it's worth spending a lot of money on fragrances? Now, here's what I have to say when it comes to spending a lot of money on fragrances. For example, let's speak about Zingai from the house of Unique Luxury. This bottle full retail is over $400. Do I think this is worth $400? Yes, I do. Do I think you should pay $400? No, I don't. Always buy at discounters. Don't pay full price unless you want it at the moment and you really like the fragrance. If that's the case, it's your money, you do what you want. But do I think the blending, the ingredients, the high quality fragrance, do I think it's here? Yes, I do. Do I think it's worth $400 something? Like I said, if you have it, I do think it's worth it, but I don't think it's worth paying full price for anything. Especially when you have a collection. Avoid it like the plague. Okay? Do not overpay if you can avoid it. It's my opinion. Another thing. Do I think you have to chase every new fragrance? Absolutely not. And I'll explain to you why. For example, Overture Man, when it came out, $400. Do I think it's worth it? Yes. Should you buy it at $400? Absolutely not. Do not spend $400 on this fragrance. It is really good. It's exceptional. I consider it a masterpiece. But just because I consider it a masterpiece, I got this for $160. Now, for $160, this is the perfect price. This is better than designers. Way better, and the price is even better. Overture Man for $160 is worth it. Don't overpay, guys. Just don't. Just trust me. Sit and wait. Your time will come. Another fragrance that is an immaculate fragrance. Do I think it's worth $400 or $360 full retail? Listen, on its uniqueness, I think it's worth the money. But do I think you should pay that money? Absolutely not. You should not pay full price for anything. That's why you must find a good reviewer or multiple good reviewers and listen to what they got to say. Pick everybody's brain, get a sample. Pick everybody's brain before you buy the sample so you know you're interested in that fragrance. Now we're speaking about from the house of Amouage again. Royal Tobacco. Like I said, as a tobacco fragrance, the most unique I've smelled. Should you pay full retail? Absolutely not. It's my personal opinion. And if you buy an expensive fragrance, does it mean it smells better than a fragrance that costs less? Again, absolutely not. And I'll prove it to you in a minute. But like I said, do not pay full price, guys. Is it unique? Is it special? Yes. It is unique. It is special. But nothing is worth full retail, guys. Nothing. Now, hype brands. Hold on, guys. Let's speak about hype brands. That I see this brand got hyped up. And do I think it's worth the money? Let's talk about it. From the house of Suspiros. Well, not this fragrance, but just the house. Suspiros, right? I think this house is good. I think this house, from smelling this fragrance, they're very good at taking certain notes in the fragrance and really, pushing forward that narrative. But because they only really attack a couple notes in the fragrance, hold on 1 second, guys. I'm back, sorry. But because they attack only certain, notes in the fragrance, this is more like a 4-note fragrance, tops 5 that's really coming at you, which I think it's not worth the heavy price tag. I bought this for $100. For $100, it kind of reminds me of Mancera, like the new ones they're making, where they, like Tonka Cola, where they aiming at certain things in that fragrance to be the standpoint. That's kind of what they do in this, from what I feel off this brand. They attack certain notes, make those notes to stand out, but there's no real development. And if there's no development, I don't think this is worth more than $150. That's with tax. I paid $100 is the perfect price. So let this brand drop in price, then buy. Do not buy this brand because they're hyping it, guys. Stay clear of certain things like this. Don't let the hype get in your wallet, okay? Now, when I speak about when I think, for example, I mentioned earlier, this Unique Luxury I think is worth the $400. It's unique, like the company. It is a very, very well blended fragrance. This is like, I would say this blend, it's like a high-end Xerjoff, a high-end Chanel. The blend here, the ingredients is just immaculate. So, and it has great development. So I think it's worth the money, yes, but you should never pay it full price. But here's the kicker. I bought this bottle, Secret Mystique. Now, these two fragrances are not the same. But what is the same, they both have a wine accord. And because of that wine accord, they kind of fall in the same wheelhouse. And you can get this fragrance for $80. It's a 2.4, but it's $80. Versus, and even if you buy full retail, it's $120 versus $400 and something full retail. You buy it on discount, it's $80. I got this for a steal, $258 at a discounter. Now, do I think at $258 Zingai is worth it? Absolutely. But what I'm trying to say is you can find something cheaper, almost just as good, and this only costs $80. Now, you were saying this, but you should be mad you paid that much for Unique Luxury. That's my favorite house. It doesn't really affect my mind like that. But I would say when I first started smelling them, I was like, damn, these two are similar. It took a minute for me to get the separation in them. But the thing is, when you smell the wine accord, it's in that the way they use the wine accord here and the way they used it in here, it's kind of similar. Now, the fragrances are not similar because this focuses on cashmere wood and this focuses on the note of grapefruit, which is probably the best grapefruit I've smelled. So, again, this is what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You can find things that are cheaper and still amazing, right? Simply amazing. Now, what I would say, let's go back to Suspiros. I'll give a little bit of, before I break this fragrance down, the passion fruit in here is stunning. And that's what this company does. Like I said, they'll highlight something and push it to the edge. Now, whether it's all natural passion fruit, I'm not sure. But the passion fruit in here is a stunning passion fruit. No lie, guys. No lie. Okay? Now, I'm going to speak about a house that is solid at the price point and is worth the money at the price point. Now, nothing's worth the money, guys. Nothing. Always get a deal. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, it's pretty on point. from the House of Javoy, these fragrances are usually around, even if you pay on the discount website, about $200, but you can get them for like $160. And if you can grab them for the $150, $160, oh my goodness, this house is immaculate. But the one good thing about this house is they don't really have too many offerings that are super expensive. They have, you're going to see red bottles. That's their exclusive line of the Javoy. And those may be a little more pricier. But again, for the most part, a house like Javoy is a stunning house. It's well built. It's a perfect price point for what you're buying. And, you know, I'm sure some of these fragrances smell better than $800 fragrances. Simply saying. Just because it costs so much money, guys, doesn't mean they're worth so much money. Okay? So I hope you learned a lesson today. Same lessons I've learned by purchasing and smelling. Buying expensive fragrances doesn't always guarantee you happiness. So if that has any effect in your brain, take that with a grain of salt. We're all different. But again, my experience, I've smelled $1,000 fragrances, and I smell fragrances like Amouage Overture Man that I think is a masterpiece. And I got it for $160. And it once cost $400. So family, keep that in mind. Keep this. I know you're going to see reviewers post some heavy fragrances, some big time bombs, and I'm not saying they're not good. And I'm not saying I won't purchase something extremely expensive. What I'm saying is when you purchase those things, it doesn't actually mean it's better than these, is what I'm saying. Now, family, I hope you liked today's content. I hope it was enjoyable. You know how we do here in the Man Cologne channel. We praise to the Most High. We stay fly. Health is wealth. And I'm out of here. Peace. Remember, expensive doesn't mean better. Oh, I'm taking this from somebody. Forgot his name, is a YouTuber. He says niche isn't better than designer, and designer isn't trash because it's designer. He said something like that. I'm not him, but I tried. And you know how we do? We out of here. Peace.